Hello and welcome to the show. We start this week's FailRace episode with a clip from Chris. This was actually during a filming session on GTA. Goes to make a move, not quite enough space. Unfortunate, gives Impega a punt. Now, as everything comes streaming past, well, the car bounced off the wall and Impega is pushed off the circuit for the second time. That's... yeah... that is some of the worst luck to ever befall a poor innocent Impega in that one. It's Breadstick is up next on GTA 5. Now, they have just lost the police, and when you take the police down the pier, they do sometimes act quite derpy. But this is a whole new level of derpy. First of all, they remove one of the hot dog stands, actually managed to push the umbrella into the ocean, and they just managed to avoid that, and now the next one did. So, 2 hot dog stands have been run over. I mean, they are continuing to be a bit derpy. One's lost a door, don't quite know where that came from, but never mind, they've driven straight through the seating area for that. The next one also drives through the seating area before managing to get stuck. One car makes it out, the next runs over a pedestrian. It's not looking good for the FailRace Police Department, but it gets worse, because one of the cars just decides to spontaneously combust. I mean, I don't even know at this point. It sets fire to everything else, and then, just for good luck, has an explosion as well. FailRace Police Department up to their normal shenanigans. Exile Friends is on at Motortown, also with FailRace Police Department. They've found another game. They've found another game to infiltrate, and this time, they're breaking physics. I'm going to guess the flatbed truck was trying to carry a police car, or maybe it was trying to carry... I don't know. Maybe somehow the police vehicle spawned in. What I do know is A, there's a random demon standing around, and B, it's very broken. That's definitely not how any of that is supposed to go. We can try pushing the truck. Doesn't really seem to work. You can try pushing the car. Doesn't really seem to work. At least the demon's gone. That's a plus point in all of this. It's just completely wedged over there. And the player will go to give it a nudge. Unfortunately, doesn't get to find out what might happen. It fixes itself. It's just, and now everything's fine again. Yeah, who knows? Who knows what caused that to get stuck there? We have Nerdzilla up next on Teardown with a rather cool-looking crane vehicle. The problem is, said crane vehicle doesn't really... It does its best Robot Wars impression. I say that. It's just a flailing, wildly out-of-control impression, shedding bits. It's actually quite a strong vehicle. I'll give it that, in that it completely disintegrated the box truck. And I mean, you can still tell it's a crane at this point, as it continues to sort of spin and flail and then falls in the ocean, and that's really the end of that. But yeah, I mean, we're used to seeing that sort of glitch when it comes to SnowRunner. Less so on I mean, it's gone as well. It's just gone. But speaking of SnowRunner, yes, that sort of flailing around and randomly going upward, that's what you expect here. However, Thunderwolf is trying to do a little bit of drifting, gets a bit too sideways, overcorrects, and we're just going to go for a sensible roll. No massively flinging bits of truck everywhere, not just too much drifting. It's not a good idea. Drifting on the ice has its dangers for those big heavy trucks. Unpoisoned is on Need for Speed Unbound. Now, they are driving around, minding their own business. I think they go off exploring to find some of the various like collectibles and various mission bits and whatnot. But it turns out a Lotus is not the best thing for exploring. No, because when you lightly go over the edge, you might just get catapulted at warp speed for no real reason. I can't actually figure out why it decided to suddenly accelerate massively, but it did. Just, yeah, Lotus is not the best off-road vehicle, funnily enough. Night Productions is up next on Project Cars 2 Racing, a classic Formula 1 vehicle in some horrific conditions on a rather challenging road, and, well, sure enough, things go a little bit wrong. It's too much speed, can't get the car slowed down, and it's understeering, and, oh, physics is gone. It's... like, the bump on the wall and the tyres have got all sorts of funny shapes, and yeah, that to this day might still be in there. We have Robot next on Junkyard Truck, learning why you shouldn't park on a steep hill. I mean, it wasn't a very good parking place. I'm not going to, park sideways on a hill like that. They're not the cleverest. But it was holding until they tried to take something out of the back of the pickup truck, and then it's fallen off down the hill. Yeah, that's not what you really needed, was it? RC Cookie is up next on Beam, and they have a fairly simple objective. Just deliver a car. what could possibly go wrong with said objective? Well, it turns out they get the corner a little bit wrong, managed to bump a post. Now that, might do a bit of damage to the car. What it shouldn't do is somehow phase the post into the car and then get the post stuck in the car. It's just impaled itself. In relatively good condition, it does pull itself free, thankfully, from all of that. It made a mess of the mission, that's for sure. Douglas is next on Beam, learning, well, this is another don't off-road with unsuitable vehicles sort of a thing. So this is an electric SPR4, I think, that has been sort of spec'd to go off-road. The problem is, well, the front wheels aren't holding on for long enough. It was bouncing around okay. I guess it took one hit too many and just both front wheels pinged off and into the distance. And finally, we have Joe on Euro Truck Simulator 2. Now, I think this is a modded map that they're playing on. Either way, first thing first, going to find out whether you can drive a truck through a person. I mean, we've all done this sort of thing on games like this, and it turns out, yes, you can drive a truck through a person. The people, they aren't actually here. Okay, well, fair enough. That's how it goes in some games. Now, what is there is the very laggy truck that's driving around, and that's, rather scary. The last thing you want is a laggy truck punting you many miles an hour and sending you off towards the ocean. Yeah, that's far from ideal, really. It's now quite stuck. Oh, you gotta love. Sometimes the lag screws you over, but at least it's sometimes in a funny way. But there we go. That is going to be it for this episode. As ever, if you have clips you'd like to submit to this series, you can via a Google form. There'll be a link to it in the description. All the rules and how it works can be found on there. That, though, is going to be it from me. Thank you all very much for watching. And until next time, goodbye.